Narrator, soft, dramatic tone. They say owning a home in America is the dream. A white picket fence, a cozy front yard, a quiet neighborhood. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes that dream comes with a price. And sometimes that price is $500 for painting your mailbox the wrong color. My name is Claire. I moved to Oak Ridge Meadows 2 years ago with my husband, Matt, and our 6-year-old daughter, Lila. After years of renting and saving, we finally bought our first home. It was everything we had ever wanted: a 2-story colonial with white shutters, a swing on the porch, and a quiet cul-de-sac full of families just like ours. Oak Ridge Meadows was an HOA community. We knew that going in. At first, it felt like a good thing. The lawns were neat. No loud parties, no junked-up cars on blocks. The streets looked like something out of a magazine. We paid our monthly dues without complaint. After all, the HOA handled landscaping in public areas, kept the pool clean, and ensured the neighborhood stayed uniform and beautiful. But that word, uniform, would come back to haunt us. It started innocently. One Saturday afternoon, Matt and I were outside, doing a little yard work. Our mailbox had faded. Chipped paint, a slight dent from a teenager's bad aim with a baseball. I told Matt, let's repaint it. A fresh coat of brown paint would look nice. It'll match our shutters. He nodded. Good idea. Earth tones are neutral, right? We didn't think much of it. We spent the rest of the day painting, cleaning the porch, and sipping lemonade while Lila rode her bike down the block. 2 days later, it arrived. A bright yellow envelope taped to our front door. Notice of violation. HOA rule #14.03. Mailbox color must be black or forest green only. You are in violation. You have 7 days to repaint or be fined $500. I laughed at first. We pulled out the HOA handbook. But it wasn't. It was a 52-page PDF we had barely skimmed when we moved in. And sure enough, page 23. Mailboxes must be painted in either official HOA-approved black or forest green. No exceptions. No appeals. Just a rule. I called the HOA office. A woman named Tracy answered. I explained our situation, how we didn't know, how the brown paint wasn't offensive, how it even matched the home. Her response was cold. Ma'am, we sent out a color guideline packet last spring. You should have read it. Brown is not on the list. If the mailbox is not corrected in 7 days, you will be fined. I asked to speak with the HOA president. She told me he was unavailable. He doesn't speak directly with homeowners. That sentence hit harder than the fine itself. We didn't repaint the mailbox. It wasn't defiance. Not at first. It was disbelief that something so small could cost so much. On day 8, we got a letter in the mail. A certified one this time. A fine of $500 has been assessed to your account. Additional interest may apply if not paid within 30 days. I couldn't believe it. I was furious. This is what we get for painting a box. A box. We went to the next HOA meeting. It was held in the community clubhouse. Folding chairs, lukewarm coffee, and 6 board members sitting like royalty. We stood up to speak. I explained our side, showed pictures, even suggested adding brown to the approved color list, since it was neutral and matched our home's theme. They cut us off. If we allow brown, then what's next? Blue? Red? Everyone doing whatever they want. We have these rules for a reason. This isn't personal, but it felt personal. We weren't looking to break rules. We were trying to make our home beautiful. Over the next few weeks, something strange started to happen. Neighbors came by, not to complain, but to whisper. They fined us for having a garden flag in spring. My friend was cited for leaving a tricycle on the front porch overnight. They rejected our request to install a ramp for my dad's wheelchair. The HOA wasn't just strict. It was overreaching. People were scared to speak up. They'll target you next, one neighbor warned. If you challenge them, they start sending more violations. It felt like we were living under a silent dictatorship, ruled by bylaws and fine print. I started documenting everything: emails, letters, photos. If they wanted to fine us, I wanted to show the world how ridiculous it had become. I posted our story on a local Facebook group. Fined $500 for having a brown mailbox. Yes, you read that right. The post blew up. Comments poured in from others who had faced similar treatment. It caught the attention of a local news station. They called us and asked to do a segment on HOA overreach. At first, I was hesitant, but then I remembered Tracy's voice. He doesn't speak directly with homeowners. Fine, let's make him listen another way. The news aired our story, showed our mailbox, the violation letter, the $500 fine. They even interviewed a real estate expert who said, this kind of HOA behavior can lower neighborhood morale and home values. Suddenly, the board was scrambling. They issued a press release saying they were reviewing mailbox policy due to resident concerns. The next HOA meeting was packed. Dozens of residents showed up, many for the first time. People were angry, but they were also inspired. It wasn't just about mailboxes anymore. It was about power, fairness, and who got to decide what a neighborhood should look like. Under pressure, the board agreed to waive our fine, reimburse all petty fines from the past 6 months, form a resident committee to review outdated rules, and yes, add brown to the approved mailbox color list. It wasn't a revolution, but it was a step. The truth is, HOAs aren't evil. They're meant to protect communities, keep things clean, and maintain property values. But without accountability, they become something else. A system of control, a gatekeeper of aesthetics, a fine happy board with too much unchecked power. That $500 wasn't just a punishment. It was a test. Would we comply quietly? Or would we challenge the idea that conformity is more important than community? So if you ever buy a home in an HOA neighborhood, read the fine print. Ask the hard questions. Show up to meetings. And if they ever fine you for painting your mailbox brown, tell them Claire said hi.